That's right. This was actually me all along. So, if you're wondering why I felt motivated to make this AI soundtrack, essentially, this only took me about a day basically to put together, as you can imagine. So, my main goal with this was to make people aware. Oh, that video is private. Let's switch back over. As you can see, a lot of this stuff isn't released yet, but my main goal with this was to basically make people actually aware of what AI can do in terms of music. This is following a very worrying trend I've seen recently of AI just coming in and basically replacing a lot of these creative jobs. As I like to say, it's becoming much more dystopian than it is utopian. Obviously the utopia being that AI does all the hard jobs. You know, I do aerospace engineering. If it could design rockets and all these buildings and these lovely things which could help us to get to space and explore, it would be amazing. But that's not what AI is being used for. AI is being used to essentially control media and essentially as this mass information hoover. Now, I'm sure, like, defense companies, especially DARPA, where a lot of this stuff originates from, I'm sure that they are funding their own AI design things. I definitely know that AI aerodynamic optimization for aircraft is definitely a thing, and that's obviously going to help save fuel and reduce costs and stuff. But in general, its effect as kind of like a firebranding culture has been very, very, prominent. A lot of these replaceable and repetitive jobs, which obviously take a lot of care and a lot of skill to do, are being phased out, and we're definitely seeing this in terms of what can be done in all these different game studios. You know, you don't need as many people to debug code, especially with like Google and stuff and all these layoffs. They're probably training AI to exactly like replace certain developers, and it's resulting in a completely oversaturated market of all these skills and all this debt, which essentially people are being loaded with, and it's basically a mass betrayal by the system that made this. It's worrying. It's only good for the people who have invested in it, who already have money and are investing in it. The fourth industrial revolution, is termed by Klaus Schwab, and I've used him in some of my music before, is, it's a flawed idea, in my opinion. This idea that AI can come in and just replace everything, and that's going to then revolutionize and help people achieve like net zero, while simultaneously laying tons of people off. It may be economically sustainable, it may be even environmentally sustainable, but it's not socially sustainable in any way whatsoever. What are you going to do with all these people? You're going to basically end up with economic refugees in all these, in all these Western countries. So, that's obviously quite emotive language, but I really, really want this to sink in for people. I could make this, and as people have been already saying in my Discord server, and I'm obviously making this a very long time before I'm going to release the video, because I haven't seen the full reaction yet. But people are already saying that it's better than what they can do as amateur composers. And to me, that's disheartening. There's not going to be long before, your music software can essentially just write a guitar solo for you, or it can, introduce a vocalist onto a track, or do all this other stuff, which is basically going to remove collaboration from the process of creativity. I personally don't want to be there for that. And, as nasty as that sounds, it's genuinely affected the way I'm thinking about releasing content, because I'm a very kind of forward-thinking person in that regard. I always try and look for new things to do, and the problem I'm seeing is if I don't innovate and I don't, abandon formulas and make new formulas all the time, which is quite strenuous, and needs a lot of focus, I'm going to end up with my music replicated one way or the other. Let me just briefly show you the AI model which was used for this. It's called Udio. So this is Udio. And it's a tool which lets you basically combine genres and do a bunch of different things. So what we can do here is we can look at the tree, and it will give you the original prompt. Okay, industrial dubstep metal in the style of Mick Gordon. See, because of copyright issues, it doesn't actually let you do stuff in the style of Mick Gordon, because then that would be directly copying the artist, and there's literally a direct issue with that. You're literally using that thing to train your AI model. That's a complete legal grey area right there, and it's being exploited by these big tech companies to essentially make millions by training their AIs and selling these services. Obviously, I have bought a subscription so I can show it off to you guys, but I'm going to pretty much cancel it after I release this video, unless people actually want me to like just make more of these to see where it can go. I want people to realize what it can do. I don't want to like oversaturate the market. I just want people to realize what the AI is capable of, so that then they can adjust accordingly. Because again, I feel like we are marching towards a dystopian future where, you know, it's going to be all these big streaming services are going to have on-demand music creation and all this stuff, and it's just going to be completely surreal. It's not very far from that. Spotify, iTunes, all these companies are already investing in AI. They already have AI DJs, and they also have all the data and categorization of different genres, which enables this in the first place. I want people to realize this. So let me show you what I mean by this prompt. I put this in. By the way, this does vocals and lyrics, and it does them quite well, actually. Let's create that. You know, it's going to just generate, and we'll give it a minute. But basically what I'm saying is, like, it's bleak. Now is a good time to do something like learning to code or brushing up on a subject which will make you very good and specialized and well paid, preferably so you can transfer between a lot of different jobs. Because genuinely, my advice to people trying to learn music production and even anything, like even engineering to a certain extent, is just like, anything that's repetitive, anything that doesn't innovate is going to get replaced by AI. That's the fact of it. All that brain power needed to actually like get the same amount of production out, all those people doing the same job essentially, they're all gone, because the more data there is to train something, the better an AI model you're going to get to do the job. And I really want people to understand this. Personally, I'm not a fan of this. I would really like legislation to try and limit its implementation, so that at least if it is going to become a widespread AI economy, we can ease ourselves into it. But that's not what's happening. All these corporate nut jobs, a lot of these fourth industrial revolution types, obviously I'm going to name the World Economic Forum in this because they've really been pushing it. They're not using it responsibly. Like this thing here, which I'm seeing, this should have immediately been struck up in Parliament as an issue to do with copyright, but it's not been. Which makes me think that a lot of the politicians, because they obviously push a lot of this stuff at these global conferences, are in on the game, and they're aware of the effect it's going to have. It's going to be huge. So yeah, this is basically what I wanted to get out there with the message. This is why all the videos are so clickbait as well. This is why, you know, if you see my audio visualized as well, you know they're a bit similar. They all use After Effects. If you managed to pick up on that, well done. The actual name of the channel is based on my middle name, just kind of reworded a bit. It's also funny because it's the AI from Iron Man. But yeah, just like Tony Stark, you realize the effect of the stuff you make, and it does scare you. So let's just listen to one of these. Oh, sorry. Let me just make sure that audio is actually playing. An AI wouldn't make that mistake. I'm joking. Let's listen to this.
Iron clank, the chains of fate. Grit and grime consume the state. Shattered dreams hold no escape. Roaring beats, the heart rate fake. Shadow looms, the silence break.
Let's listen to this. That's not bad. You saw me bomb my head.
See the fires burn. What's this void? What do I...
And I want people to realize this is still in beta. People need to wake up. Like, I don't care if you like this channel, if you like what I've done. Wake up, please, and plan accordingly. This is going to be insane.